Good afternoon. This is Ed Kaminsky with the Kaminsky Real Estate Group and SportStar Relocation. And we're here with Angela and Jake from Dax and Associates, Private Wealth Advisors. Welcome to our office today. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Quick question. Again, tell me your full names and your company and what you do briefly.
I'm Angela Dax. This is my husband, Jake Dax. We are Private Wealth Advisors. We are with Dax and Associates. Dax and Associates is a franchise of Ameriprise Financial. We have an office located in downtown Hermosa Beach, and we've been in business for about 15 years each. We live and work in the community that we serve.
Terrific. So if you could describe what you do for your clients, what would you say that is, Jake?
Well, we actually help clients plan for a variety of different areas in their financial life. So it could be purchasing a home, could be retiring at a certain age, ultimately hitting a point of financial independence. It could be educating their children, but ultimately helping them get to a place where they can't get on their own is really what we do. And sitting down and having a holistic approach to financial planning. So looking at cash flow, investments, insurance, properties or real estate that they own, their tax situation, their benefits at work. Everything that has a dollar sign by it, we want to have access to and provide advice for.
When you look at your current clients, past clients, what would you say is two of the biggest mistakes they make as it relates to their financial wherewithal?
The two biggest mistakes, I'll start with the first, which is procrastination. Procrastination is the number one reason people fail to reach their goals. And it's really important that clients are provided with enough information to make a good decision so that they make a decision.
Right.
Ultimately, by not making a decision every day, every month, every year that passes, there's that less time and there's that much more that the client needs to accumulate to achieve that stated goal. So procrastination is the number one reason. The second reason deals with emotional decisions. Oftentimes the best financial advice that you receive is counterintuitive to how you feel emotionally. So it's important to have a well thought out plan that you've developed with a rational state of mind that you can refer back to and reference to at times when emotions are high, when the markets may be volatile, or your judgment is clouded by the emotions that are evoked.
Can you give an example of that when you maybe suggested something, you saw those emotional response and maybe they weren't making the right decision? When does that really come up?
Well, I'll get a great example of that really ties to market volatility. So when the market is down at the low point, so the most recent recession we've had and even the recent volatility that we've had in the past couple of months, when clients see that number, they think the doom and gloom. They think that the markets are going to continue to fall and they need to get out. So removing your assets from an investment portfolio at a time of volatility or the markets being at a lower point is really cementing or securing that loss. Everything's on paper until it's a sale. So ultimately, to stay the course and to stay invested is going to help you so much greater in the long run. If you are to take your money out when the market is down and get back in, you're going to get back in when you feel emotionally better, and that's when the market's already higher. So what you're doing is you're selling low and you're buying high,
right,
which is the absolute opposite of what you should be doing in the stock market and, as you know, in the real estate market.
I think of things that help me become successful, and I think creating great habits is a part of that. So if you could tell someone to create two perfect habits, what would you say they would be?
For us, we see that if a client is systematically saving and gets used to living a lifestyle below their financial means and can save, that's number one. So systematically saving, whether you're doing that into your 401k, your investment portfolio, IRAs, whatever it may be, systematic savings number one. Too often people try to live a lifestyle at or beyond their financial means, and then there's no room to save. And if you can't save, you're not going to accumulate money for anything. So that's number one. And then number two, when life happens and there's a windfall, it could be a bonus at work, it could be an inheritance, it could be stock options come available through the office, whatever it may be, taking that money and thinking a third. So Uncle Sam is going to take a third and it's going to go to tax. We can't change that or stop that. But then make sure that you set aside a third for yourself, for some longer term savings goal, and then reward yourself for good work by spending the other third if you so choose. But again, too often people see the bonus and they take all of it and put it into something fun rather than something that syncs up with their overall financial plan and overall financial picture.
So the one that hits home with me, what you just said, was living below your means. I see that most people don't, right?
Correct.
So is there anything that you've seen in your career so far that has really turned somebody around to understand it and actually change from going there to living below their means.
Yeah, back in 2008, 2009, when so many people, either they themselves lost their job or somebody close to them lost their job, and they realized the pinch that they instantly ran into, whether it's paying their mortgage, whether it's running into some credit card debt, they realized that because they were living at their means, when tough times come upon us, i.e. a recession, they don't have any plan B. There was no funds there.
Recessions cause that problem.
Yes. Yeah, challenges in their life in general, but recession.
I think another thing to add to that is to start your investment strategy or plan early. And when you start it early, as the income increases, we have a good handle on living at that lifestyle,
right.
And you understand what is required of your goal attainment and what you need to save. And so the clients that have really had the most success are clients of ours that start in the first job, and maybe they start with a smaller amount of money that they can save, but they become so disciplined, and they almost go to the other end of that, where they're so focused on their saving strategy that we actually have to kind of force money to them and say, hey, go enjoy this, spend it, because they started out making what they were making, and now they're 5 times that number.
Sure.
But their lifestyle, they understand the importance of saving and incorporating that as part of their strategy. So it's just, as Jake mentioned, a third. They're automatically, every time they get that pay increase, that bonus, whatever it is, they're allocating those dollars to savings and not stepping up their lifestyle to the full.
So speaking of spending, I'm in a real estate business. You're in the savings business.
Yep.
What do you tell people that they should allocate in their real estate portfolio? I find most financial planners definitely feel like there should be a balance of some sort. What do you teach people?
And there's not a perfect rule of thumb on it, but knowing that real estate has been one of the best performing markets over the last 10, 20, 30 years, it's a no-brainer to make sure that they have money in real estate. Now the challenge is, do they have enough capital raised to go invest in real estate? So that's where we come in with this systematic savings. Get enough saved so that when there's an opportunity to buy, whether it's your first home or investment property or get into a syndication, whatever it may be, having cash on hand to do it. So there's no magic number in terms of what percentage, but having some percentage in real estate is a no-brainer, because the other thing I like about real estate is it doesn't show up on your statement every month or every quarter. So if there's a rocky stock market, even though the real estate market may have some volatility too, it doesn't show up on their statement, so they don't get nervous.
Right.
So at least I know that holding that they have in property is a long-term hold, and it's going to be there growing at an average 10-12%, let's say. So we love real estate. It's just a matter of finding the right balance for each client based on their appetite for real estate, their comfort with real estate, liquidity needs, those types of things.
For your business, we all describe in our business what is a perfect client, but for you, if you could describe the perfect client for us, what would that be?
Really 2 camps. So we find a lot of success, especially in the South Bay, with these responsible, high-income families. Responsible because they're living within their means, they recognize there's going to be a need for assets in the future, so they start saving early. And usually those people are higher income to where they're saving a good amount for their kids' education and for their retirement. The second camp is, of course, the baby boomers, which I think everybody goes after in our industry because they're within 5, 10, 15 years of retiring, which is probably the biggest financial decision that they're going to have to make, because they're dealing with millions of dollars of 401ks, IRAs, and pensions and Social Security that they want to get it right. You get one shot to get it right when you retire. So getting ahead of that 5 to 10 years and working with that group of people has been a real easy niche for us to have a positive impact on.
Yeah, and the ideal client for our practice, really to showcase everything that we can do for those clients, is clients that have assets of $500,000 to $5 million.
Gotcha.
And in particular, we have a focus on working with women, maybe a little different than most financial advisors. And the focus on that is that there are so many women out there that are primary breadwinners and primary financial decision makers.
Are you the primary?
I don't know if we want to disclose that.
Just kidding.
But a lot of that really stemmed from our personal experience where, as a mother, I wanted to be there and raise my child and children now. And I also wanted to be there for our practice and the clients, and built a very successful business. So you kind of run into this, how do we do it all? And those women are really struggling with many competing priorities. There's so many things on their plate. And as a female, I'm guilty of this myself, we put a lot of those things on our plate too. We're the ones that tend to be the caregivers. We're the social planners. We're the ones that are coordinating the kids and everything that goes along with that. So with all these competing priorities, we have to constantly make decisions and sacrifices. We can't do everything. So our role is to really step in and help these women make better financial decisions. Take it all, what they need to do, and present it in a way that doesn't take a lot of time for them, but they feel confident in making a good financial decision.
And one last question, any thoughts for anyone listening, if they really are at that state where they know they need to recheck their financial status and need to understand better, what do you recommend someone to do at this stage?
Well, ultimately, and really a big focus for us is comprehensive planning. So coming to speak with somebody like ourselves and really get an idea of where you are today in life. What are your financial goals? What are your objectives? What are you trying to accomplish? Where are you today in terms of your assets, your liabilities, your income, your expenses? Are you on track to attaining those goals, or are you not on track? And if you're not on track, you will have the numbers and the tools from somebody like us to know exactly what you need to do to help you be on track to reach those goals. And to tie into your area of expertise, which is real estate, a lot of what we do with our holistic planning ties so closely with that. If you're looking to buy a house or make a decision about real estate, it's going to impact your cash flow. It's going to impact your tax scenario. It's going to impact your insurance and protection needs. It's going to impact your estate plan. It's going to impact every other financial goal, because as you're taking assets or cash flow and earmarking them towards the house, you potentially may be taking away from educating a child or saving for your retirement. So when you look at a comprehensive holistic plan, it really gives you peace of mind to know that, yes, I can make this real estate purchase and still at the same time achieve my financial goals.
That's excellent. Those are brilliant thoughts. Thank you both, Angela and Jake, for coming in and sharing today.
Thank you for having us.
You got it. Jake, if someone wants to get a hold of you, what's the best way to do that?
Best way is to call direct to our office, which is 310-379-6708.
Okay.
You can also visit our Facebook page,
Okay.
Dax and Associates,
Okay.
or our website, which is ameripriseadvisors.com/jacob.a.dax or angela.a.dax, depending who you're looking for.
Well, that's great. Well, thank you again very much. It's Ed Kaminsky checking out with Kaminsky Real Estate Group and Sports Star Relocation. Thanks for watching.